Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about the sprint race that just happened for the Thai Grand Prix at the Chang International Circuit. Now, before we get into it, here is how it finished. Enea Bastianini won it from Jorge Martin, Pecco Bagnaia, Marc Marquez, Alex Marquez, Franco Morbidelli, Marco Bezzecchi, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Brad Binder, Fabio Quartararo, Jack Miller, Johan Zarco, Joan Mir, Raul Fernandez, Aleix Espargaro, Augusto Fernandez, Alex Rins, Taka Nakagami, Luca Marini, Maverick Vinales, Lorenzo Savadori, and Pedro Acosta retired from the race. Now, if I'm very honest, looking at yesterday's data, I did not see Enea Bastianini winning the race. But saying that, he got a good gap at turn one when, at the start, Jorge Martin tried to level Pecco in the braking where Pecco got a better start, ran wide, and, allowed Marquez and Enea Bastianini to get a little bit ahead of the two boys. However, Martin came back through, he passed Marquez, he passed Pecco, and, he looked very good, but you could see he was under an awful lot of pressure, and especially with the track limits warning that came in, he had to ride the last 5 or 6 laps spot on, like he couldn't make a mistake or it was going to be a long lap. Now, he did pass Pecco, and I suppose when he did pass Pecco, he did go off the track after that and touch the green. I don't know whether there will be a little bit of drama about that. While he passed him underneath at the apex of the corner, running wide on the corner exit and touching the green, he could possibly get a penalty, I believe. But it just depends on if the factory team do protest that, which I think they will. But I would be surprised if they didn't. But saying that, Pecco did look like he had some pace, but he didn't have the final pace. And you could see after the race that the factory team were delighted on Enea's side, and it was a glum face on the other side. Because, look, Pecco has lost another 2 points. Like, realistically, from tomorrow's race on, Pecco has to win everything out. Jorge Martin can have a second or a third in most of the races and still be okay. Marc Marquez, good enough start, but again, he just didn't have that final bit, and it was a little bit more than people imagined. He was definitely struggling coming out onto the straights and even in the braking zones. Alex Marquez, solid out of him. He needed a good finish, as did Marco Bezzecchi. And Franco Morbidelli, they really did need a good one. And Fabio Di Giannantonio bringing up the rear of the Ducatis. To say this was a Ducati circuit was a little bit of an understatement, with the top 8 all being Ducatis. Brad Binder was the first non-Ducati home and was struggling a fair bit, if I'm very honest, but did have a good battle with Fabio Quartararo. There was like 7/10 between them. Jack Miller was a good bit behind Quartararo, but he was in an intense battle between himself, Johan Zarco, Joan Mir, Raul Fernandez, and Aleix Espargaro would have been all together on the track. So good battle down the field, although the cameras didn't really show that. Augusto Fernandez was also in a good battle with Rins. Nakagami was also in a battle with Luca Marini, and Maverick Vinales and Lorenzo Salvadori were out on their own at the back, unfortunately. Pedro Acosta did crash, remounted, and then retired after it. All in all, while it wasn't an ecstatically exciting race, there was a lot of tension on watching the battle for second between Pecco and Martin. Martin definitely did look like he had the advantage, but saying that advantage wasn't a lot. So definitely homework to do for Pecco tonight. Pecco, realistically, as mentioned, needs to come out and win the races from here on in if he has any hope of winning the championship. And there's a big hope then for him to win that Bastianini and Marc Marquez get in between himself and Jorge Martin. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What did you think of the sprint race, and who is your race winner tomorrow? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.